Urgent Washington Commanders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Washington Commanders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have some explosive news, some rumors swirling around, and a lot of excitement brewing in Redskins Nation, because the Washington Commanders are making waves, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around for all the details. The NFL offseason is always packed with surprises, but this year, the buzz is deafening, and the Commanders are right at the center of it all. So, let's get into what's happening, what could happen, and how these moves might just define the future of this franchise. Now, if you've been paying attention, you know that the Commanders, after a rough 2023 campaign, are looking to turn things around big time. They finished last season with a disappointing 4-13 record, but what's interesting is how they turned things around late in the year, especially with quarterback Jayden Daniels. Now, Daniels, who was a rookie last year, really showed flashes of brilliance. He ended the season with a 12-5 record, which is pretty remarkable considering where they started. And what really turned heads was their run to the NFC Championship game, their first appearance there since 1991. That's over 3 decades, folks. It's a huge deal for this franchise, and it signals that there's real belief in what Daniels can become if given the right pieces around him. This belief is fueling some serious moves in the offseason, and that's where things get exciting. The Commanders are clearly investing in the present, not just the future, and they're making bold statements. The first major move was acquiring Deebo Samuel from the San Francisco 49ers. That's right, Deebo Samuel, a versatile, explosive wide receiver who can do it all, deep threats, yards after catch, running plays, you name it. They traded a 5th-round pick for him, and honestly, that's a steal. Having Samuel paired with Terry McLaurin, who's already one of the most underrated receivers in the league, makes this offense almost impossible to defend. Imagine the matchup nightmares they'll create. Defenses will be sweating just thinking about how to contain them. But the Commanders weren't done. They also re-signed veteran tight end Zach Ertz, who played a pivotal role in their late-season success. Ertz provides that reliable safety valve for Daniels, someone he can trust to make tough catches in tight coverage. Having a veteran like Ertz is crucial for Daniels' development, especially when the game gets intense in the playoffs. And speaking of bold moves, the biggest splash came when Washington traded multiple draft picks to acquire Houston Texans star left tackle Laremy Tunsil. Now, you might think, wow, giving up draft capital for an established player? And that's exactly the message they're sending. Tunsil is one of the best at his position, and having him on the line instantly upgrades the offensive line, giving Daniels more protection and more time to make plays. This move really shows that the Commanders are all in on winning now. They're not just building through the draft anymore, they're willing to make trades for proven talent. They believe their window is open, and they're throwing all their chips in the middle of the table. This is a stark contrast to what GM Adam Peters has said in the past about building through the draft, but last season's results seem to have shifted their mindset. After just 4 wins in 2023, the team realized that to compete with the best, they need to add some established stars who can make an immediate impact. And that's exactly what they're doing. Now, let's talk about what might be next. The NFL draft is just around the corner, and the Commanders have some intriguing options. They still hold several high picks, and last year, they nailed most of their selections, which gives them confidence. But their recent moves suggest they might be looking to bypass the draft a little and go after even more proven talent. One name that's been buzzing around the rumor mill is Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphins superstar wide receiver. Hill is one of the most explosive playmakers in the league, and his speed is unmatched. The idea of him in a Commander's uniform is exhilarating, but also controversial. Would the Dolphins even consider trading him? According to some reports, including insights from Pro Football Focus, Hill might be available. The Dolphins, after a somewhat frustrating 2024 campaign, could be motivated to move him, especially if they're looking to shake things up or rebuild certain areas of their roster. Hill has teased the possibility of leaving Miami, though he also left the door open to staying. It's a situation packed with uncertainty, but in the NFL, never say never. The Commanders, with their newfound financial flexibility and draft capital, could very well be in the mix. Imagine a receiving core featuring McLaurin, Samuel, and Hill. Opposing defenses would be in absolute chaos trying to cover all that speed and skill. Now, of course, acquiring Hill would come at a cost, and it wouldn't be easy. The Dolphins are unlikely to part with him cheaply, but if the Commanders see a real shot at Super Bowl glory, they might be willing to make that bold move. Remember, all these rumors and possibilities are happening because the team believes in its core and wants to push all the chips in. They're not content with just making the playoffs, they want to win the Lombardi Trophy, and they're showing that by making aggressive moves in free agency and trades. And let's not forget about Jayden Daniels, the young quarterback who's rapidly developing. Watching his progression over this offseason has been promising. He showed flashes of brilliance last year, and with the added weapons like Samuel and Ertz, plus the potential addition of a superstar like Hill, his growth could skyrocket. But there's always a question, are they just building an offensive juggernaut, or are they also bolstering their defense? Because if they want to compete at the highest level, they need to be solid on both sides of the ball. The defense was a mixed bag last season. There were moments of brilliance, but also lapses that cost them games. As part of their offseason strategy, the Commanders are also looking to improve defensively, possibly through the draft or free agency. They have some talented young players, but they need more consistency and playmakers on that side of the ball. Adding a veteran like Laramie Tunsil on offense might be their statement move, but on defense, they'll likely be scouting for impact players who can complement their existing core. Looking ahead, the expectations in Washington are sky-high. Fans are dreaming of a deep playoff run, maybe even returning to the NFC Championship game and beyond. The franchise has been in a drought for over 30 years, and this might be the year they finally break through. With a talented, young quarterback, a revamped offensive line, and a receiving group that's becoming one of the league's most dangerous, everything seems to be aligning. But of course, the NFL is unpredictable. Injuries, unforeseen trades, or even coaching decisions can change the landscape overnight. That's what makes this offseason so thrilling. The coaching staff, led by head coach Ron Rivera, has been emphasizing a culture of accountability and growth. Rivera has been a steady presence, guiding the team through tough times, and now, with a roster that's more talented and deeper than in previous years, the team's outlook is much brighter. The front office, under the leadership of GM Adam Peters, has shown they're willing to take risks, which is a good sign for fans who want to see their team compete at the highest level. They've been strategic in their moves, balancing the need for star power with the importance of building a sustainable, winning team. Of course, we have to keep an eye on the draft and free agency, which are the real testing grounds for their plans. Will they go after more offensive weapons? Will they shore up their defense with veteran signings or draft prospects? The NFL offseason is a roller coaster, and the Commanders are definitely on a ride worth watching. The potential of trading for Tyreek Hill is just one piece of the puzzle. There's a whole lot more happening behind the scenes that could shape their future. In the end, what all these moves tell us is that the Washington Commanders are no longer content with just being playoff contenders. They want to be Super Bowl champions. The strategy is clear: surround Jayden Daniels with elite talent, upgrade the offensive line, bolster the defense, and make bold trades to accelerate their timeline. If they pull this off, it could be a defining season, not just for the team, but for the franchise as a whole, ending decades of frustration and bringing back a winning culture that fans have been craving. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these rumors? Do you think they're making the right moves? Would you be excited to see Hill in a Commanders jersey? Or do you think they should focus more on building through the draft? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Commanders!